Hello, today I will talk about Canadian Child Passport application. This application is not only for the child who applies for their passport at the first time, but also for the child who needs to renew their passport. Today's topic will cover 3 points. First, where to download the application form. Second, how to fill in the application form. Third, document checklist. What kind of documents you need to get ready for the application. Here's the application link. You can go to the Google and put how to apply for a child passport in Canada, then they will give you the government website, the link. Here are some 3 options: urgent, express, standard. Let's choose standard. Click here. Who are you applying for? Click. Choose a child. How do you want to apply? In person. I strongly recommend in person because by mail you need to mail all the original documents. Just for safety reason, in person, that will be better. Was the child's most recent passport? Choose none of the above. Then it will show the application form, guidance, and other some information. Here you need to click download the child passport application PPTC 155 into your desktop or computer. Here is the form. I will guide you how to fill in this application form. The section 1, child's personal information, the last name. So all the information here is fake, just for example. So let's say the last name is Lee. Given name or first name, let's say CC. Or other formal names. If no, then you just put not applicable. Place of birth, city. Let's say Toronto. Country, Canada. Province, Ontario. The date of travel. If you do know the date of travel, you just click here and put the month and the day. But if you don't know, then just click choose unknown. Date of birth. Let's say 2010, January 1st. The sex, female or male or another gender, let's say female. Natural eye color, let's say brown. Height, 150 centimeter. Currently home address, just take example 1 Queen Street, city Toronto, province Ontario, zip code, just say X1X1X1. Mailing address. If different from your home address, then you need to give your mailing address. If it's the same, just leave it blank. Here is a signature for the child. So children under 16 years of age are not required to sign the application form. However, children aged 11 to 15 are encouraged to sign this session. So if the children above 16 years old, the child needs to sign here and also date, sign the city name and province. But if children under 16, then they are not required to sign this application, like this session. Section 2, information on applicant parent and other parents. So here are two questions regarding the status of the adoption or separation, but if there are no, then you just choose no. Applicant. Mostly like one parent of the child is the applicant. Let's say the applicant is the child's mom, the last name Zhang, given name AA, or formal surname not applicable, date of birth, let's say country birth, let's say China, currently home address, let's say One Queen Street, Toronto, Ontario, zip code X1X1X1, telephone, let's say email address, and other parent, then like this child's daddy, let's say Lee, given name BB, formal name not applicable, date of birth, it's the same, country birth, let's say China, currently home address, the same one, Queen Street, Toronto, Ontario, X1X1X1, telephone, and email address. Okay, here the applicant needs to sign and also date and sign at which city, let's say Toronto, and other parent sign, date, and sign at which city. So these we cannot type, you need to manually sign here. Section 3, previous Canadian travel document. So if the child applies for this passport at the first time, then you need to check no. But if the child renews his or her passport, you need to check yes and put the child's previous passport number and the date of issue. Let's say this is a new application, then we'll check no. And for this box, you need to check yes if you renews the child passport and also wanted to retain the previous passport. If you don't check this, then the passport will be destroyed by the officer. So we recommend to check yes, because this kind of like a record, you can keep the previous passport information like the passport number, date of issue, those kind of information. Section 4, proof of Canadian citizenship. Normally we can choose Canadian birth certificate and put the registration number and the date of issue. Those information can be found on the birth certificate. Section 5, declaration of applicant. So applicant is the parent. In the case is the child's mom. So the child's mom last name Zhang, given name AA, relationship to the child mother, last name of the child Li, given name CC. Here the signature of the applicant and the date and the sign at city and the province. And we cannot type here, you needed to sign by handwriting. Section 6, Declaration of the Guarantor. So for those information, you needed to first to double check who is qualified for this session. Let's go to the section N. Okay, the guarantor needs to be able to communicate in English or French. Has to be a Canadian citizen, 18 years of age or over. Hold a 5-year or 10-year Canadian passport that is valid or has been expired for no more than 1 year. Have known you, the applicant, personally for at least 2 years. So here, be careful. The guarantor needs to know you. You here means the applicant. In my case, the applicant is the child's mom. So personally for at least 2 years. And also the person has been know the child information. And here a guarantor can be the other parent or legal guardian, so or a relative or someone living at your address, as long as they meet all the requirements listed below. Let's say the kid's mom is the applicant, and the daddy is a Canadian citizen, so he can be the guarantor. If the daddy is not the Canadian citizen, then you need to find other person or friends or relatives who meets these requirements. So here, let's say this child daddy is a Canadian citizen. The last name, Lee, given name, BB, date of birth, then Canadian passport number, date of issue and expiry date, relationship to the applicant, another parent, spouse, telephone number. Current home address. Full name of applicant. Here in this case is child's mom. And a full name of child. The number of years we just mentioned before, the guarantor has known the applicant, here in the case child's mom, for how many years. And the signature of the guarantor, date, sign at city and province. So we cannot type this session, you have to be handwriting. Section 7, emergency contact information. That is optional. If you wanted to put, then you can give your like spouse name, like child status name, information, or other, very close friends. If you don't want to put anything here, that's fine. Here is the instruction guide for filling this application form, but we already go through it. And the fee and the period of the validity, so it's 5 year for the child and 57 Canadian dollars. And this session for credit card information is only for the person who wants to apply by mail. You needed to put in your credit card information, but if you apply in person, you just bring your credit card and pay the in person there. Okay, so this is the application information, and this is the last piece of the information I wanted to mention is the photo instructions. So once you go to the like a photo studio, you need to present those information to them and to know what's the size and the specification. And also on the one photo, the back of the one photo, the guarantor needs to sign. They will write, "I certify this to be a true likeness of the child's name" on the back of the one of the photo. Okay, the last part, document checklist. What kind of the documents you need to get ready for the application? First, application form, PPTC 155. I just guide you how to fill in the application form. Then, second, two photos, one signed by guarantor. Third, application fee, 5-year, $57. Fourth, original birth certificate. No matter you apply in person or by mail, this document has to be the original. But if you apply in person, they will check the original document, then will return to you right away. Then parents' IDs, applicant. So because you applied on behalf of the child, so the officer needed to double check your IDs. So like say your passport or permanent resident card or driver license. Any valid Canadian passport or travel document issued to the child. This is only for the child who needs to renew their passport. If the passport isn't expired, then you need to bring the valid Canadian passport. Then they will take a look at those information and cut one corner of the passport and return it to you if you check the box. Okay, so this is everything I wanted to talk about the Canadian child passport application. If you like my video, do not forget to check like. And if you do have any questions, you can leave on the comments. I will try my best to respond to you as soon as possible. Thank you.